Welcome to Facts for Real videos. Many psychological research have shown why we make the purchases that we do. Have you ever purchased something on a marketplace after viewing other people's purchases? It may be due to emotional demands or the fact that we actually need something for everyday use. Witty remarks on the product. Except for this enormous inflatable ball, beach balls typically don't cost $100 and don't interfere with many families' plans for the weekend. In the end, getting the device pumped up took more than 2 hours, according to Reed Hamlet and his team. His team was able to play with a 12-foot ball for about 10 minutes. Before the wind, a stronger force took it away. With a speed of 40 miles per hour, the ball rushed down the beach, shattering everything in its path. When their sandcastles were demolished, kids sobbed. Men made every effort to keep their families safe, but eventually the owners had to stop chasing the ball. But they worry that it might still be available. Online shopping can go in either direction when it comes to the beaches of South Carolina. This girl cherished the good. Although the color was perfect, the fit made it appear as though she wasn't wearing any pants at all. Hey, at least the purchase produced the best review and some enjoyable laughs. Shortly after taking them, she gave the leggings back. Despite the fact that animals don't naturally understand what a scratcher is, the cat in this image believed it was a bottle of whiskey and adored its new toy. Instead of always being provided food, this other cat product was created to make cats work for it. Cats are inspired to be resourceful in order to get through this Lego-like structure. One person claimed that their cat took some time to figure it out. On the Facts for Genuine Films, however, the cat ceased waking up its owner in order to receive food, the user claims. Animal intelligence will increase thanks to this toy. In no time, it will begin producing reviews on its own. When you consider warm, supple bread, you typically think of a delicious afternoon lunch or brunch. Yet, this brand had a distinct viewpoint on how to consume bread. So happily, they used it to make slippers. They won't warm your stomach and will instead warm your feet because they are inedible. It takes some getting used to this baguette model, but those who have it report having a delightful experience. Get your pair of bread slippers, I assure you. If you want to give yourself a lovely wintertime treat. Well, so it resembles a green speaker thumb. But in reality, it's a pickle yodeling. Should we accept the fact that the internet sells pickles as normal? These items were purchased as a joke by one friend for another friend. Nonetheless, the yodeling pickle brought a great deal of people. It brought happiness into the recipient's life. After the pickle started singing him to sleep, he claims to be sleeping better. Who would have thought this woman's purchase of a body shaper, which altered her life, would make him more at ease? She says that it snuggled both of her tummies in. Perhaps this is only a metaphor. But honestly, she claims that it's magically adorable, and that she has never been thinner, or had better posture in her entire life. She does advise that we all acquire one. Action figures can now have superpowers. It is claimed that this Bilbo Baggins toy is invisible. Yet according to him, this consumer took it very literally. He may occasionally see his son playing with something, but it appears that he is merely moving his hands in the air. Is this the best action figure ever? Unfortunately, SpongeBob isn't real, but the sponges and this user dropped, so he doesn't know whether he received his buy or not. He was unable to use his yellow sponge since he was so deeply in love with it. Instead, he attracted attention to it and treated it as a buddy. I believe I've seen something similar in a Tom Hanks film. In any case, the man now has 40 sponges. I think creepy is the best way to describe this. Yikes! In contrast to the typical narcissistic and detachment-prone cat, this user's cat was highly affectionate and cuddled with her owner every night until one day. The proprietor purchased this plush self-heating pad. The tiny pad might not appear to be noteworthy, but pets naturally adore it and become very devoted to it. It's like having a cozy love blanket at all times. Hours every day, something that humans simply cannot match, left this user feeling deceived by her cat, who, in her opinion, merely saw her as a large heating pad, and now that the cat has another source of heat, she no longer cuddles with her owner, plain and simple. Perhaps your pooch will adore this self-heating pad. You might feel a little envious of it because we think tongues are crimson. Nonetheless, the majority of people always have a white film covering their tongues, and that was the case here. This user up till now, nonetheless. He made the decision to purchase a tongue scraper, and wrote a page-long review on the product. It's an understatement to say he enjoyed it. The man claims he tried using the front and rear of toothbrushes to scrape his tongue. But after so many fruitless tries, he gave up and started to think that perhaps he was born differently, and would never have red tongue. He scraped his tongue, and couldn't believe his eyes. After all, he is persuaded that this object is magical in some way, so he repeated it 1, twice, 3 times, and yes, his tongue was red each time. I must admit that his internet testimony did move me a little. The general public is divided on Crocs. Some people adore them. Other individuals would never be found wearing them, and Schoonover considers herself to be in the last category. She considers them to be revolting, yet she cooks, so. She states that she will continue to buy Crocs every year because she is on her feet for 8 to 10 hours a day, and would suffer if Crocs weren't invented. She swaps jobs and will keep doing it because they are the only shoes that allow her to work without pain. Wearing Crocs is now regarded as self-care because of how pleasant they are. Mike decided to get his wife a rice cooker for Christmas. Oh boy, was he incorrect. The rice cooker was in perfect working order. He thought they were useful, quick, and cheap, and he assumed she would love him for it. However, let's imagine that his wife had been avoiding him for a while, and had allegedly informed him that rice cookers would make for a generic Christmas present. Everyone can gain from this man's experience in this situation. That is all for today. If this information satiated your curiosity, kindly like and spread the word about the video to your friends. Please ask if you still have any questions. Click on these videos and stay on the facts for real videos.